Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me in our somewhat beautiful town in Ostriv. As we approach the winter, should be arriving fairly quickly. And I think we are prepared for the winter. We have 10,000 buckwheat to spare, we have 4,000 potatoes, we have 700 flour, we have a few apples left. So yeah, this should be okay. We have quite the building queue at this point, so we're not going to add a lot. We're just going to make sure that some of this works as intended. Let's buy another 250 iron. Is there anything that we might be able to sell or want to sell? I don't think so, no. So this is it. There comes the snow. Sheep farm's ready. Perfect. Now we'll have a second sheep farm. What I'll do is apply this to all and apply this to all. Now these should be getting stocked with people and should be getting the food and drinks in. Once that is done, we can transfer some of the animals of this one, which is actually quite good because we have a lot of animals there. So the limit is 30 and we have 25 in here, so if you can put half in here, that would be helpful. Do we have enough hay for that? 16,000. I'd say yes. So that's good. Winter's really falling in now. And we're starting the works on the granary here for this marketplace. So that's a nice add-on. What I would also like to do is build a little warehouse here. Why? Well, we also have to get some clothing here to provide to the market stalls. So let's just build one right there. And maybe now could be a good moment to plant a few trees here. To make this area a bit more enjoyable. After all, we are trying to create a somewhat beautiful town. And I think trees are very nice additions to a beautiful town. It's nice that we also have different trees at this big entrance. I think that's a nice feature to have different trees there. We already have a few bushes planted. Let's just plant a few extra ones. But a little bit more at random. As we watch the granary being built. Doing quite some trading. There's the iron coming in. Still selling charcoal, I guess. Yes, so that should make us a bit of money. And then we can soon start to set up this granary, get the cart shed working here. Alright, how is the sheep place doing? It's doing very well. There we go. Let's transfer a few sheep. One. There it goes. You can immediately see that it's been brought to the other side. Let's do a ram, so at least we know we have a ram there. Let's go do a few other sheep. Maybe also some of the younger sheep. Not only the older ones. And alright, this is not working, but this one we should be able to transfer, I guess, or this one maybe. We have to do it like this, of course. We have to select this one and then transfer the sheep. I'm doing it all wrong. We have 16 animals in here right now, 9 in here, but plenty of sheep to start reproducing. That's a good thing. And then I don't think we should start to slaughter any animals yet. It's a tiny bit too early. Well, we can of course slaughter any bulls that we have to spare. But not any of the other animals. Two bulls, okay. Well, is there somebody in the slaughterhouse? Not yet, but soon there will be. We can also put 2 in here. They will only do the leather. I just set it to 1 badge. That's fine for now. You can get more later on, but apparently we're quite short of people. This is where all the housing comes in. So let's start working on that really hard. Block of 6 houses. And yeah, I think we should still do more housing in this area too. We were going to reserve this area for the row houses. So yeah, I know I was kind of doing them here, but this is a better place for the granary. So we're moving the row houses over a little bit. And then here we might be able to do a little bit more housing. We also have to think about more farms and farmland. Plenty of farmland here, but we need to get houses in this area too then if we want to do more farming here. So that's not really in my book right now to get some farms up there. Although if we build a lot of houses here, we could just build a farm here, get the fields going maybe here. It does take some extra travel time, of course, which might not be precisely what we want, but it will also not be that bad. But we have plenty of time to work something out, because right now we're just building the houses and going along with that. So there's not a lot else that we're doing. 13 people we could use extra on average. So with a few good houses that could go rather quickly. Construction office to help with all the building projects that we have. That can be very interesting. Alright, let me click a farm and check if we want to build fields here. How long can they be? This is only 36. So if we want to build a field like 50 in length and a certain width, we should do it like this somewhat, but I think we should go a little bit more like this. Or one of the things we could do is build fields in this way, but oh, they're too long, they will hit the trees. Like we could just start building fields like this, all in this way, and then just make a very long row of fields like this. And then there's still room for housing here. So we can build a block of houses here. Build the farm building here and then just build a row of fields here. Could actually be interesting. So I'm going to plan it a bit while all the other constructions are being made. Just to see if it really is a possibility and if it's something that we would be able to make good use of or not. I should also have to remove a few trees, but not too many if we keep it at one row for now. It's not the most efficient one in terms of walking distance, I think. But it is good in terms of saving a lot of space for other things. Yeah, finally, we can sell some salt. Let's make a bit of money. So if we do 4 fields, and at least start with those 4 fields, and if we place the farm somewhere here then... It's uneven terrain, of course. Why would the terrain work with me if it can work against me? Oh, maybe we can still squeeze it in somewhere. Can't build on the water. Yeah, that's kind of obvious. Maybe we should just build it here then. Or something like this, so that they can enter and then just walk out. Or we build it right here. So basically the whole idea is we get 4 row fields here and then make another row on this side. It will take a lot of trees to chop down, but we have the time for it. So we don't have to rush it. And at least if we get the first batch of fields ready and start off with 4 fields, that's already something. 1300 units. Alright, so this is a couple of trees and the farm. I think if we move the farm up now, it might be ready. Now let's build the farm straight away so that we can at least start a bit of farming here. Get a tiny bit of extra food, especially potatoes. Because potatoes is still precarious. We have 3,500 now. We have 10,000 buckwheat, so that's no issue. And with the extra potatoes that we get, we might make better use of the area here. And then every time all the fields are ready, we can just pick another one and make them chop those trees too. Or we should get another forester, although we already have 2. But maybe getting another one could also help out. Now this one is not producing apples coming year. That's unfortunate. I wish it was, because we could have used those apples. Luckily we only have to feed 190 people and not 500, so that should help a bit. Yeah, for now it is very good if we get this done and start at least sowing into lands. That should help a bit. We get some cow hides. They will spoil at some point, so we'll need a few more if we want to get the first batch out. Or we can just set the first batch to 200. We'll just need to get some lime and water. We don't have a lime, I think. Oh, we can't buy it there. Do we have lime? Limestone, but no lime. Alright. Now we can get full on into the lime business, but it's an expensive business. Although we could get the kiln already. Because there's no workers in there, only what's it called? The laborers will work in there. That's the word I was looking for. Right, let's zoom in a bit so I can see what I'm doing. We built this right here. We can easily just expand this fence, so it is its own fenced area. Yeah, that's just not the right fence. I think it's this one. Yep. And then we can also add the this is the kiln, and then the lime works to it later on the opposite side, I guess. That should work out. It's always in the beginning when you have like 190 people. You can't just have all the industries and have them all function properly. You just need to manage what you need first and then make a plan for the rest. It's very nice to get some lime going, but it's easier to buy some and invest in other industries that we need more at this point. All the builders that we do have. And they're bringing in all the goods. I think some of them will start to build now. That might be good. But for now, they're just bringing in the goods. Those were the lumberjacks getting to the lumber. Hopefully, they'll chop it down and make another field available soon. 4 trees for one field, 5 for the other. So that should not take too long. It just takes time. Let's speed up a little bit for now, because we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. There we go. Let's build a quick farm. Once all the resources are there, it should go quickly. We are still very good with the firewood and the wood, so we don't really need the extra forestry. It would just speed things up for a little bit. But speed is not everything, and it costing me also 5 men that can work there, which will up the amount of people that we are short quite a bit. And we want those people to be doing all the sowing and harvesting soon. Now the same goes for the farm at this point. If it's not ready by the end of the month, a lot of the builders will go away and start to sow in the other lands. And that will slow this down, but that's the price we have to pay. We'll just wait for it. 1 tree to go on the 3rd field, so we might get 3 fields sown in soon. Messenger from the Riccarci. Let's sell some charcoal. No buckwheat, no shoes and stuff like that. We just keep all of it. Apples we keep. Could buy a tiny bit of iron since we're using quite a bit. What if we do 500? It'll be cheaper than the charcoal that we're selling, so we'll still be making money. So let's do it like that. And they're going to finish it by the end of the month, so that's good. I have to pause for a second though, to set everything up properly. See, it's now March, so now the builders that are done will leave. Alright, there we go. Let's do it like this. Apply to all, although I should tell them not to hire any men. And apply to all. So this should be good. Now these should hire people. We also need a manager. And we need to attach these fields to this one and then start to set it up. For that we need the manager, of course. But otherwise we can't switch them anymore if they already start getting sewn in. Now we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people will be on their way to other places. But yeah, there's one. We need to start working this though. We need potatoes. Now we can go potatoes together with buckwheat or hemp and flax. I think we should do both. So potatoes on this field we'll do buckwheat, and on this field we'll do some flax. And then later on we can, let's activate them by the way. And then as soon as we have a manager we can properly set them up and hopefully switch out the fallow fields too. Yep, there we have the manager, very good. Alright, potatoes, buckwheat, fallow field. Then here we do the potatoes here. Oh, this should be buckwheat by the way. And then here we get flax and potatoes and a fallow field. And maybe we switch this out later, I'm not sure. But this should be working. At least we'll get 3 extra fields sewn in now. And since this is a short walk, they should be able to sew this in pretty quickly. With just the 5 of them. And then maybe later on they can hire a few. Is the rest really hiring? Yeah, these can really hire a few people. These not yet, but probably once this is completely sewn in they can. We have 2 one-year-old bulls. So let's start slaughtering so we get up to the amount of hides that we need. Oh, we already did that. Solved that by this. Alright. Well, maybe we can get it up to 400 or 500. We'll just set it up to 500. Sheep, the height should be fine. Can we buy lime here? Yes, we can buy some lime here. Let's buy 500 lime. I think that should be plenty for this. 200. Yeah, they need 200 for a full badge. So they can do 2 full badges. That should be fine. This field is sewn in. This one is already almost done. This farm is nearly done. This farm is now hiring. Already the first field is ready. Second field almost. They started sowing in the next field. Just 2 trees left on this one. Well, that's how quickly we can change things up if we really want to. We now have an extra farm. It's the end of March. This one, almost ready. This one, completely ready. This one, almost ready by the end of March. So, in a month, all the farms are sewn in. I like it. This is probably the last. Oh, let's start setting this one up too. Let's switch it over. Let's leave this one fallow now then, and then we'll do flax and potatoes so that we get that spread out. We'll activate it. So now they'll do 1 extra field for the sowing in. No, they won't because it's fallow. Now, of course, people sometimes ask, why do you do a fallow field in the beginning? But because this is a waste of the field. But it's not a waste. And you don't want, like, have all your farms have fallow fields at the same time, because then you'll have a year with a very poor harvest and you might not be able to feed everyone. That's why you switch them all over. This is already 2 in the same period of time. So all the next ones should be in the other ones. So that's why you make it switch and even have a fallow field by the start of a season. Because you just want to make sure that you don't have all the fallow fields at the same time and get a very, very poor harvest. Alright, they have 400 hides now. All the water is there. They just need to bring in some bark and some lime. The lime also got in. And now they need 1 more cowhide. Now we're having a lot of bulls coming in soon, so that should not be a problem. So soon we'll have those cowhides. How are the sheeps doing? Well, not that bad. I think we have some rams to slaughter. Problem is we can't use the sheepskin yet, or we'll have to tell this one to also then sheepskin. We can just leave it as it is, and as soon as we have enough sheepskin, we could tell them to also do that. I think we have enough rams to start slaughtering, by the way. And I believe once a ram is 6 months old, it's ready to, yeah, the minimum breeding age for sheep is 6 months. So we can slaughter quite a few rams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is also still 7 months old. Oh, we've only one there. And this way, we can set this one to 2 badges, do the other one with sheep, and that should be okay. Will be interesting to watch. Alright, a messenger from Balaklia. We still have enough iron. We have nothing really to sell, so this is a nice messenger, but we're not needing anything at this point. 192 people, so only 2 people came in so far. Because of all the farming that we did, of course. Maximum yield for this farm is already 5,000 units again, which means that we can feed 50 people for a year with that farm and that yield. This one's obviously bigger. 6,000, because this has 7 fields and they're smaller fields. This one is 9,000, so that's good. Ooh, the construction office is ready. Now we are already short of people, but if we put a few in here at least, that might really help out, because then the houses get built quicker. And we're going to build 4 houses right now. And having them built faster is a very good thing, I'd say. Alright, let's see. How far do we have to go for a length 50? Well, like this. So let's go like this. Perfect. That's 10 extra trees they have to chop down for it, but we have the time for that, so don't worry. And since they've all really stocked up on the logs already, they can keep up with all the wood and firewood and bark production, so no worries there. They just need one more cowhide. Well, here we go. Let's slaughter this bull, because the other one is already 11 months old. We're not going to slaughter any other ones, because then the cowhides will not be preserved for a long time. And let me check this, because we are selling nice goods. Let's get rid of the carrots, get them out of here, and let's start shelling some mutton, because we should have mutton with all the sheep that we have slaughtered. Let's put in some mutton here. We don't have to sell all of this everywhere. We can just do this like at this place and then just wait until we get new meat every time, because we're not slaughtering sheep all the time, so we can't have them all ready all the time. We won't have meat all the time. Ah, they're bringing in the sheep hides now. Very good. So this batch is now tanning until November, and we get a second batch too, and we can use those for all the types of clothing that we want, so happy with that. Messenger from Balaklia again. Alright, well that's it. Not gonna do anything with that. We are, however, going to make this little area look a tiny bit more interesting, I hope. Let's plant one type of bush on one side. Then we'll do another type of bush on the other side. We'll be putting in a few benches, so people can actually sit next to their nice bush. And we'll make them face each other so they can sit down and talk to each other, which is always good. If neighbors talk a lot more, they should probably have less issues with each other. Now let's do some trees too, but we'll do them on opposite sides all the time. Yes, like this. And then that area should also be a bit more green. And who doesn't like a more green area? Let's start setting this granary up. Yeah, we'll do it like this. We need apples in here. We need buckwheat in here. We can put flour in here. We don't have to put everything in here, so we'll just check what we really will sell here, and that should be it. Alright, let's start off with this. 1,500 apples if we can. 2,000 buckwheat. 500 flour. And 2,000 potatoes. Not that we have those yet. But we might get them at some point. Let's go find another granary, because these are set up properly. Yes, apply to all and apply to all. And now these should be hiring people and then getting those goods in. What else are we selling here? Flour, potatoes, buckwheat and clothing. But for that we need the store. So yeah, everything we're selling in terms of food are in here. We can also store some firewood in here along with the clothing that we are selling. So that everything is in hand for all the market stalls. Now we still really need more people. The other house that we built last time, married people got in there, so no new villagers. Same here and same here. So that's why the number of new villagers is not running up. We're just not getting a lot of new villagers. Next up could be a nice living area here. Let's just try and turn this into somewhat of a street. Not too small, but also not too wide. Something like this. Alright, if we make it this size, can we do another one here? Yes. Okay, so this should be about what we want. Or at least what I want. I mean, I don't know what you guys want. If you have anything you want to see or see me do or whatever, of course, leave a comment. I will respond to it and see what I can do with that. So don't hesitate. Just let me know if you have something that you would like to see me do. Right now I come up with all of these plans and ideas myself, which is fine. Alright, we can give these a slightly bigger garden. They're a little bit closer to the farms. And then we maybe can make a nice little nature area to separate them a little bit from the farm. Well, can't say that we're not building enough houses, because I think we are. It will just take a ton of work before they're done. Now, building a well here is smart because they can also use that at the farm. There's a well here, there's a well there, so should be plenty of water. Ah, we get the gazebos now for this area, so we make this look a tiny bit nicer. I like that. Gazebo is ready. People can now really sit here. Oh wow, I really did not make this straight. Let's at least make sure that this fits a little bit better. Like that. A messenger from Dakachi. Let's sell some charcoal. And that's it. Do we need to buy iron? Ah, we can buy 250. And I guess we can get another batch of 500 lime now that the tanners are really working. It'll take some time before we can complete another batch, of course, but 233 sheep hides. Well, no rams to be slaughtered on this side. Also no rams on this side, or maybe one, but that will not get us what we need. Oh, well, we do need more sheep hides. So yeah, let's slaughter this ram then. We'll leave the rest to grow up. Any bulls that we need to slaughter? We have 1, 2 soon. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, in about half a year or 4 months, we can slaughter a few extra bulls and get another batch of leather going. That will be helpful. Now, these wonderful people are building the next village house. And we just have to hope that they can build quite a few houses. And then get going with more people that come in. That will be really interesting. This will give us a really good yield, and soon the ripening will start, and we can actually see from the harvest what we get. But this is also a good moment to check how much food we have left. We still have 8,000 buckwheat. We only have 1,000 potatoes, so they've eaten around 3,000 already. Luckily soon we get another batch of harvest in, but yeah, we really need to work on that. Get more food. So this farm will be there right on time. Let's see if we can already add the next field, but I can't see where to begin. So we'll have to wait until this one is ready. Then we can start to also place the next field. Now there should be a lot of trees that need to be removed, so that will take time. But even with 4 or 5 fields, we can get the extra yield that we need to sustain this village. And luckily for us, the people grow some of their own food. So, I mean, they won't be growing enough to sustain themselves because they need 100 food for each adult, 50 for each kid. So these need 250 or 300 food just to feed this family. Well, they won't be getting that all on their own, but well, they should be getting quite a bit. But of course, we also have houses with people that don't get any food that we really have to feed. So it can still be quite tough to make sure that we really get everything. All right, let's put some potatoes in here. And leave that one fallow and then get flax here. So this whole batch is now, every year we get a field of potatoes and every year we get a field of flax. So that should be good. Let's activate this field. It will not do anything this year because the sowing season is over, but that's okay. Ripening started. Yeah, I think we can get good yields. A new family is settling in town. Finally, we get a new family in. And this is also a new family, so that means 4 new workers lately. Getting close to 200 people. Ah, they're storing some goods here. Not too much, but they are storing some goods there. Do we need the shoemaker? Yes, we're going to need the shoemaker soon. And most stuff can be put in here. Leather and shoes can go in there. So we don't really need this one. Let's move this over. And I don't really need the lime kiln at this point. More people is now more important for the quick harvest. So let's keep that going. But, well, we have 200 people now. So we've grown a bit, but we definitely made an expansion here and got a whole new area for people to live. So we made progress. Slow, but it's progress. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. It's totally free and it's a big help for me. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to it. And then, of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.